students, welcome back to Gurudeva E-Classes. I am your Gururaj with a 600 social science subject. I am your social facilitator. In the first semester, there was a lesson, Introduction to History. See, in this way, we found the word history. So, what is the meaning of history? Yes, everyone said about past events we called as history. No, past events we consider as a story also. Then what is the difference between the story and history? Yes, I will give the clarification, the history and the story, by using these two statements. So what are those? The first statement, once upon a time there was a king in a place, he fought a war. It is the first statement. And the second statement, Ashoka, who ruled Pataliputra in 261 BCE, fought the Kalinga war. There are the two important statements have appeared in your board. So in this way, the first sentence we cannot get any information or any accuracy of the points, any particular information. The statement, once upon a time there was a king in a place, he fought a war. Once upon a king there was a place, he fought a war. It cannot give the accuracy of the points. But the second sentence, Ashoka, who ruled Pataliputra in 261 BCE, fought the Kalinga war. In this way, they are mentioned the king name and where he was ruled and which year or which time and he fought the Kalinga war. So, what is the name of the war? See, in the second sentence, we found the accuracy of the points. So, what it was covered? So, when the incident took place and by where it was incident took place and by whom. So, these are all the answers we get from a second statement only, not in a first statement. So, in the first statement we can consider as a story statement and the second sentence we can consider as a history statement. So, story we cannot get the any accuracy of the points, but history sentence we found the accuracy of the points. What it was covered, Ashoka, Pataliputra, 261 BCE, Kalinga war. So these kind of the accuracy of the points we can found in a second statement, so it is considered as a history statement. Then what is the meaning of history? Can you give the definition? The systematic presentation of the past event we called as history. Yes, which statement gives the systematic presentation? Absolutely. The second statement gives the systematic presentation. So like this way, history means the systematic presentation of the past events we called as a history. So this history, it shows, it gives the success and failure story of the human beings. It's a journey of the human beings. So these kind of the things we got from the history. Why we want history? Why should we need history? Here is a particular reason. If the baby wants to touch the fire in the sense, or touch the flame of fire in the sense, yes, the baby got the burning sensation, then the baby cannot touch the fire again. So because baby have got the experience. So by this experience, the baby cannot touch the fire again. What baby got the experience, it has recorded in his memory. So by the memory, we cannot make the same mistakes again. So these kind of the memory helpful to do or helpful to cannot make the mistakes again. So these kind of the memory, recollection, retention, so these are all the basic concepts of the history. So these kind of the concepts, these kind of the memory helps us to do, cannot make the mistakes again. If memory not have in the sense, what happen? Yes, we need memory. If memory not have in the sense, baby again going to touch the fire of flame, again going to commit the same mistakes. So we need the memory. If we have memory in the sense, we cannot make the same mistakes or the committed mistakes again. So we need the memory. Then why we want history? So these are all the history we need to progress of the human being. Yes, what are the mistakes we done before? We are not going to do the same mistakes. We are not going to commit the same mistakes. So we need the history. So this is the progress of the human being. So we need the history, and it's a record of the good and wrong decisions. In a previous time, we are made some of the wrong mistakes, or we are make the mistakes. So these kind of the mistakes we cannot commit next again. So these kind of the history is a record of the good and wrong decision. So joyful and sorrowful experience. So it is also helps to know about the history. So in our history, we made many of the joyful experience. We made many of the sorrowful experience. By these experience, what I want to do? So if I done that job in the sense, what happened? Is it to give the joyful experience, or is it to give the sorrowful experience? So these kind of the thinking level, it should be increased by this history. Then the future decision process will be improved. So before, we cannot get the decision making power. So if we learn the history in the sense, or if we know the history in the sense, we have improved our future decision making. So future decision making power is increased by the history. Their valor, adventurous patriotism, sacrifices will inspire the next generation. So what is the valor, adventurous? See, before we made many of the adventurous. So these kind of the adventurous also guides our next days. And patriotism. So these kind of the patriotism, sacrifices also, it has inspired the next generation. That means if we take the Gandhi history in the sense, how we made the adventurous, how we fought against the British. So what are the joyful experience he got? What are the sorrowful experience he got? And what is the meaning of patriotism and sacrifices? So these are all the information we got from of the history. So we need the history. So like this, it introduced the culture and heritage. So India is a land of tradition. We found many of the cultural activities. We found the many of the heritage places also. So these are all gives the information about that. That means nearby your place we found the Hampi. So Hampi, it is one of the historical place. So in this historical place, so which are the persons they are ruled? So which are the kings as have in a Vijayanagara Empire? Then what are the temples it was? So what is the history of those temples? So these are all the things we got by this culture and heritage. And it arises the feeling pride and honor for our nation. See, if we know these kind of the history in the sense, so we are making feel proud to our nation. We are making honor to our nation. So we need the history. So without a history, we cannot get anything. We cannot make a good decision. So we need the history. So like this way, so this history, it was done by the Herodotus. So Herodotus we called as a father of history. In the world, the Herodotus is the first person to construct the history. So we consider as a father of a history. Then who is that Herodotus? This Herodotus belongs to a Greece. Now we call it as a Greece or Greek. So this Herodotus is called as a father of history, and he is the first person to construct how to construct this immensely valuable history. He knows very well. He knows how to construct. So which are the things it should be added. So which are the things it should be necessary. So what we call as accuracy of the points what we got before. Either the person, place, when the incident took place. So these are all the information we need to learn about the history. So in the history we need evidences. We need sources. So without evidences, without sources, we cannot consider it as a history. So we need the sources and we need the evidences. So these kind of the evidences and sources, it was classified into two important things. So which are those? The first one we called as a literary source, another one is we called as archaeological sources. So literary source and archaeological sources, it was gives the complete information. So it was gives the accuracy of the information. So literary source, it was classified into two important ways. The first one we called as a written literature, another one is oral literature. So written literature, so what we can found as epics, so what we found as books. So these kind of the epics and books was written by some of the authors, historical authors. So these kind of the authorized books gives the information about the history. So this written literature, it was made by two important ways, that is considered as a native literature and foreign literature. So native literature in the sense the native poets or native authors wrote these kind of the books, and the foreign literature in the sense foreign authors wrote these kind of the epics. And oral literature. So what is oral literature? So this oral literature in the sense of we found the folk songs. So what we found, some of the freedom fighters folk songs, or else so what are the things we are using to sing. So that is also considered as a folk songs, and lavanis, and also stories. Some of the historical stories also gives the information about the history, and myths and legends. So these are all the things we can consider as a history. So like this way, archaeological source also one of the important source. So what is archaeological source? So these kind of the archaeological source, it was get from the physical remains and ruins from the things. So these things we got from the excavation of the earth. So these kind of the excavation is needed to find out the archaeological sources. So what are the things we got from the excavation? In the sense we found a piece of pots, coins and beads and bones. So these are all the things we got there, which that brushes, towels, knife and wood needles. So this is also helpful to know about the archaeological source in a history. So like this way, inscription, monument and artifacts. So these are also things we got from the archaeological sources. So these kind of the literary source and archaeological sources also helpful to know about the history. So and we already know about that literary source in the sense we know that written literature and oral literature, and archaeological source in the sense we found the physical remains and ruins also we can consider as a archaeological sources. So these are all the things we got from the excavation. So these are all helpful to know about the history.
Dear students, please observe this chart very carefully. We already knew about the sources of history. It is displayed on your screen. The historian wants to construct the history in the sense they need source. So the source is classified in two important groups. The first one is literary source, another one is archaeological source. First we go through the literary source. The person convey the matter in two ways. The first one is oral literature, the another one is written literature. So we found these kind of the literatures. So written literature in the sense, so which was classified into two ways. The first one is native literature, another one is foreign literature. So what is native literature? So it was constructed only for the literary persons. The who are literates, those persons only construct these kind of the literary source. The first one is native. Native literature means the native persons or the native poets or native authors made these kind of the epics. So these kind of the epics give the information about the history. Like that foreign literature means foreign peoples or the foreign poets and authors, they made the epic. Then the oral literature in the sense, so it was comprises for the folk songs, so what we called as janapada, like singing songs. Then stories, our elders said some of the important stories, like so these kind of the stories also, and ballads, myths and legends. So these are all it as shows on your screen. Then one more we called as archaeological source. So what is archaeological source? The scientific process involved to digging the earth to obtain the ancient remains or fossils. In our ancient people is called as excavation. So excavation means while digging the ground or while digging the earth, we got many of the important fossil evidences. So those we called as brushes, towels, knives, wood needles are used to move layers of the earth. So these kind of the pieces of pots, coins, beads, crystals and bones, so these are obtained from the subjected to scientific research. The physical remains or ruins of the things used or constructed structures in the past are archaeological sources. The remains that have been buried in the earth to remove their excavation. The historical evidences include the coins, inscription, monuments, pieces of pots and other artifacts. So inscription in the sense of while we are going to the historical places, we found many of the inscriptions. So these kind of the inscriptions and monuments, so importantly we called as a temple and some of the places or some of the monuments and coins also we can found there. Some of the coins it was comes under the Vijayanagara Empire. Some of the coins we got from Shatavahana Empire. So these coins also one of the evidence to learn about the history of those dynasties. So these archaeological sources also very important.
So dear students, today we learned many things from this lesson. So what is the meaning of history? So what is the meaning of story? So why should we need history? Then what is the meaning of sources? So what are literary source and what are archaeological source? So these are the things we learned today. And tomorrow we are extended the same class, the sources. Thank you.